really proven himself to be one of the best cornerbacks headed into the draft this year. We got Jarrian Jones.
What's up?
How we doing, bro?
How you doing?
Doing all right?
What's up?
Do a handshake on camera. Look good. Folks, had to have Jarrian join us. He's in town for Pro Day. And, I think we've got a whole crew of guys out here who are going through spring practice, getting ready for 2024, but ultimately have their sights set on the NFL. So just as a guy who just went through this process, one season left, and now you're finally playing in the East-West game. You're going to the Combine, getting ready for the draft. Talk about what it's been like in the past year. I mean, just the transformation you've gone through and how you look back on it.
This year has been crazy. It's been one of the years I remember for the rest of my life. We went through a lot to get to where we are now. Just being able to do it with the guys I always have done it with. I've been with those guys for 4 years now. And, being able to do what we did in that season was special. And doing it with Norvell, I think the world of Norvell. So just being able to just soak it all in and have those experiences with them, I feel like that was the biggest part. And then speaking on the draft, I mean, I would think the message would be just trusting the process for real. Because, at first, dealing with Norvell, you kind of think some of the stuff that we're doing is kind of like crazy or insane. Because I kind of felt like it's military. You feel me? So, but just trusting the process, believing what he's saying. And he probably presented to you in a crazy way, but just trusting the process for real, the biggest thing.
How much did doing that hard stuff last offseason, going from playing in a bowl game and then a week later you're back in tour duty, how much did that prepare you to go from this year, season ends and then 10 days later you were in Dallas training for the Combine?
I think it kind of keeps you in shape and keeps the main thing. From just playing a game to going to train, I think it kind of didn't give me the time to rest or just let the season die down. It kind of just took me on into my training process. So my process went kind of smooth. I just went right into it.
Yeah. Now, before we take some listener questions again, folks, feel free to throw them in the chat, and we'll ask J-Dub whatever y'all may want to know. But I'm curious, who do you think? Obviously, we can't fully replace Duda and J-Dub, Renardo Green, Jarrian Jones, but who are the next couple guys you think are going to have really big years in that room? That's kind of their time.
I definitely feel like this is the year for Azarie. And then, Ventrell, he's coming back, veteran leader. And he's always, he does what he do. So, I don't really think of it as having to replace. I kind of feel like they kind of reloaded in a sense. So them boys, I definitely feel like they just going to feed off each other. We got that real brotherhood in the DB room. And both of them are special. So I feel like it's time for them to take off.
This is a good question. I think you'll have a good perspective on this. So, obviously, as the team gets more talented, it's really competitive. Some guys are going to win starting jobs. Some guys are going to have, a backup role or whatever it may be. How does the locker room keep that competitive fire going, keep the main thing, but also always build each other up and, not let that become division?
I would think just building that brotherhood outside of football, just being close with each other, going out with each other, just hanging out with each other, just being with each other all the time. I kind of think that was something we had on that, not to speak on a lot about it, but that 2023 team, we were real close. We were a real brotherhood. So I just feel like just having that brotherhood outside of football, just being able to call him your brother outside of y'all being at practice, it's just going to make it easy at practice to learn from ech other.
Who is it a better feeling to beat, Miami or Florida? Going to beat both of them in both stadiums now, so...
Yeah, I don't really like neither one of them for real, but it's always more fun playing Miami. I never really thought Florida was good, but Miami was way more fun though.
Folks, this is why I like it. Until your NFL team tells us we can't, we're going to have it on our program. I love it. Tell me if you can't answer this question, but someone wants to know what NFL team interests you the most. I feel like that's kind of a weird spot to put you in, but let me ask this.
Growing up, I always wanted to I always wanted to play for the Cowboys. Growing up, I always wanted to play for the Cowboys. Always, that's always what my dream was. But as I've started to understand what the NFL is and how different teams are set up and all that stuff go, I wouldn't mind going anywhere for real.
What was that like at the East-West game? Was in the Cowboys practice facility. So how cool was that for 10-year-old Jarrian?
Yeah, that was hard. Because I always wanted to see it. I ain't never seen them before. So just being in their practice facility, being everywhere that they You know what I'm saying? Whether they be around, like I always want to be a Cowboy. Like I always grew up on that Emmitt Smith type 22 jersey. Like when he used to get down, so that was hard for me.
Last one for you, man. We talked about it a little bit, but like talk about being at spring practice yesterday. What's it feel like being in street clothes for the first time? And what were kind of your thoughts as you were watching the guys go through drills and team and 7-on and all that?
Nah, I felt weird though, cause like I said, that's what I've been doing like the past 4 years of my life, being out there on the practice field with them boys. So just seeing them boys and I'm not being able to go out there with them boys, it felt different. But I kind of feel like, we left the program in good hands. Them boys gonna come do what they do. I mean, like it ain't no lack of talent. Them boys reloaded. Like I knew Norvell would. So them boys got it. But just watching them boys, it kind of felt funny though, being out there.
Is it crazy when you're not in it, when you're watching it from the sidelines or whatever, just how smooth practice runs now, maybe compared to when you first got here and Norvell had to just teach guys where to go during different periods?
I think the standard is set, and them boys realize Norvell ain't playing. Like when he first got there, we won't know you, he won't, what I'm saying? He really, so I wouldn't say nobody was like listening, but like it was more like, hey, bro, come on, man, you tripping. So it's kind of like one of them things. But now they know he ain't playing, so now it's kind of like the standard. Like everybody know how we should practice, what it's look like.
I love it, man. Well, hey, from me and everyone that's watching, every member of the Battle's End that supported Jarrian last year and the team as a whole, good luck in the draft, man. We're excited to see where you go and see what you do at the next level. And you always make FSU proud, man. Thanks for coming by.
Go Noles.
Appreciate it. I'm just going to give you one of these so you can slide out. And I guess, Malik, you're